What they do? Dream Team. It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with British Army versus NATO war games on Russia's doorstep. Before we dive into this video, make sure you guys subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Let's see what we got.
Fire!
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my days.
On behalf of NATO, British forces are playing the enemy on Russia's doorstep.
Oh.
What we bring to the fight is mass and size.
Staying very, very sneaky. That's the sort of stuff we're into.
This is what it's like to go up against an alliance battle group in Latvia. Eyes on.
Guns free, rounds 2.
A test of how hard the UK can hit when it punches through enemy lines. Part of NATO's enhanced forward presence, Canada leads a multinational defence posture in Latvia, one of several countries with bolstered defences on the eastern flank of the alliance. That means regular drills like Exercise Titan Shield to test itself. But for the first time, a British unit, normally based in Poland, has made the stretch over to play the Red Force in Kamperdazi. Outnumbered, they need to prove they can make this journey and win a fight. NATO's Blue Force need to defend the territory. Both need to box clever. Across these Latvian forests, reconnaissance troops from the Battle Group Alliance and British Armed Forces are scattered around, remaining unseen, sometimes for days at a time. Their job is to call in coordinates of enemy targets for their side to take out. Some have already made it behind NATO lines.
Cool, so we are currently located on XCOM, troops up in the north. In the last 48 hours they've been conducting recce's on possible bridges as first and second advance forward, causing a bit of disruption in the middle. Fourth troop have managed to make their way down in behind enemy lines. Italian guns, Spanish and the Polish, I believe they are located in these sort of areas.
Right up close, but they don't know they're there, so causing as much chaos
and as much disruption as possible, yes.
We went to meet the Royal Lancer, causing all the trouble.
Don't want to give your position away too much.
We'll stay essentially quiet, low as possible, stay infiltrating, identify targets for artillery, and then push through on foot and give them hell. The stuff that feeds the battle group soldiers at the front there, make sure that they can do their job. We want to cut that off as the enemy. We want to make sure that they're having the hardest time receiving their orders. Rations, all the things that they need to survive and stay in the fight, we wanted to cut them off from. While the remainder of the squadron stayed up in the north, we were in the south identifying artillery, all the sort of rear echelon areas, and sort of calling fires onto that, staying very, very sneaky and causing a little bit of trouble for the battle group, which is our job. A little bit unorthodox, a little bit non-standard. That's the sort of stuff we're into.
And can you give me a bit?
Dang, it sounds like they're doing a real good job, right? They 100% agree, right? In this day and age, communication, technology is big, and if they're not able, if the guys on the ground aren't able to communicate, then that's huge. That you're done for. You're cooked, right? If you're kind of just out there lost if you have no communication. So that's the number one thing, and cause chaos and disruption. Then, of course, you want to give that feedback of where the enemy's positions are to your people. You want to that's why communication is key. Be able to communicate that to the artillery. Is that what we said? People kind of rain down attacks on those coordinates that you give them. I believe that's how it's going. Correct me if I'm mistaken.
Orthodox, a little bit non-standard. That's the sort of stuff we're into.
And can you give me a bit more detail on what's coming next?
I wish I could.
The coordinates allow the Susanna guns of the Slovakian artillery, UK allies in this mission, to target the enemy. Like heavy metal hide and seek, they move out of cover to fire positions.
God dang.
Then fall back to the tree line so they can't be spotted. by NATO's recon drones. With its own guns, Spain is representing NATO, waiting for the call to destroy the Susannas and watching its own back the whole time.
We have people with infantry units more close to the enemy. We can provide the first support. The problem is that we could have units in our back, so we have to cover all the sectors. We know where they are more or less, but we don't know all the movements that they did.
The British have other ways to hone in on their targets.
So explain to me what we've just seen. It felt like they were firing at us there.
They pulled up and suppressed in a general direction down the road to see if they can draw out the enemy's fire.
So they're essentially waiting to see if they get anything back, and if they do, they know where everyone is.
Yeah, so basically it's a risky move.
NATO's Blue Force is being sized up from left, right and above.
Jesus!
When it comes to calling in close air support and other offensive air operations, it all relies on a JTAC, that's a Joint Terminal Attack Controller. Here's a British one calling in coordinates for the red side.
163512. Request you scan a kilometre box centred on that grid. Polish T-72s will be operating in that area.
Dang.
Similar process to the Susanna guns. However, the intricacies with aircraft is we're trying to get the aircraft to physically get their eyes on the target that we're discussing. If it's guys from the reconnaissance troop and they're feeding that information to me, it's got to travel either by voice or data to me and the commander. We've got to make that assessment. I've then got to produce a CAS brief to send to the aircraft. We then have a conversation, me and the ground commander, whether we're going to strike that target or not.
Dang.
The big thing we're trying to test is not firing the guns for small targets, because once the guns fire, they're then picked up on the Canadian battle group's radar.
Yeah.
We found the Canadian defensive position on the western side. There we engaged and destroyed 2 of their armoured vehicles as well as some of their dismounts.
Hey, them Brits said, you know what I'm saying? We was the British Empire. We came up fighting. And our army still one of the best at fighting. We know how to be sneaky and get to where we need to get without you knowing that we get in there. We know how to get your position without you knowing that we got your position. And we smart. We ain't gonna make no dumb mistakes. So, hey, they really testing this NATO Blue group, dog. They really testing them. Let's see how it ends.
Time for enemy UK forces to put their attack plan into operation.
We are a small, collective, cohesive unit. Many of us have known each other for years.
It works, mate, it works.
These are reconnaissance soldiers that you see behind me, and they've learnt the ground very quickly. We're vastly outnumbered, vastly outgunned. Any opportunities that we've been able to get, we've exploited.
The only way that you're going to be able
They are digging their defensive positions. So the covering force is very similar to what we do as a core role in terms of reconnaissance. And so the first thing that we had to do was get into the recce fight. We won that. Tonight, the squadron will go out and find the enemy and then start to try and have an effect to shape the battle picture.
Let's see how it goes.
Moving to position, the attackers get to choose where the fight happens, but not how.
The vehicle left.
Forced into the open,
Keep going straight! Go straight! Go straight! Go left, right! To right!
Dang.
they're cut off and kicked back.
The Royal Lancers' motto is death or glory, and I'm afraid up against the tank, they went with death. With a bit of glory thrown in.
Death or glory, and I'm afraid up against the tank, they went with death. With a little bit of glory thrown in.
The response from all the different nations was pretty much the same. There was a really good common ground, a really good common standard. I don't think the world has ever seen this level of cooperation before.
That's awesome.
Blinking British hazard lights to signal a NATO victory. Tom Sable's Forces News, Latvia.
That was
Thanks for
awesome to
watching.
get the chance to watch, man. And that level of cooperation, I think, is absolutely important. It's absolutely phenomenal that countries cooperate like that. NATO ain't to be played with. They ain't to be played with. That's all we have. Make sure you guys subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. It's your boy Neal. Out.